want to bring in our Belpointe Chief Strategist, David Nelson. David, I mean, I'm talking to all the folks today. I wanted to get a lot of the friends of the show, so to speak, people that the audience know and love, because we've been through these before. The entire weekend was spent with all doom and gloom. What were you telling clients? Were they afraid, or what were you telling them?
Nobody called.
No one called.
No one called. They're kind of used to this at this point. And when you see data like that and it gets pretty frightening, it's usually, the time to ask, what could go right. And very often you can find something pretty quickly that can go right. And this is just another narrative. This kind of news sells. Bad news sells. That's what sells newspapers. Right. And that's why people put it out, because one day somebody's going to get it right and the market will crash and they'll be a hero.
Yeah, and they live on it, right? For 10 years. I see people who've been trying to call the crash for 20 years. And somehow they
really made a career out of it for the next 20 years.
She did. Now, there's one thing people are worried about, but ironically is driving the market, and that's AI, right? So do you have mixed emotions about AI?
It's going to change what we do. I think we're going to have to look at maybe some of the old principles that we have about how we invest in the market, maybe staying with winners too long. The market, the AI is going to disrupt a lot of our favorite stocks. We're already seeing it play out in the marketplace. I can't make a case for really the index at these levels because it's so dominated by some of these names. There are a lot of upstarts out there that are going to change that narrative over the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, and those are going to be amazing stocks to own if you can get in them and find them in time. Today, New York approved their first nuclear power plant in generations. Not long ago, you gave us 3 grand slams on the nuclear side, and I think you closed them out. You took profits on them.
I closed them out. They're great companies. I don't own Chemico anymore, and I don't own Constellation anymore. Got rid of it probably too soon. I actually own it through an ETF called UTES. It's another way you can play it. UTES is out there, and it's the only actively managed ETF out there in the space. It owns all these names. It's done well.
You also say CCJ. It's a good, pure way of playing, right? Chemical.
Well, it's one of the purest way to play the metal itself, the uranium.
Let's talk about individual names that you like right now. CRDO is a ticker that started coming across my screen about 6 or 7 months ago. It's been an amazing stock. I've been in it, but I don't think the audience knows about it.
This is a pretty volatile stock, and I'll be honest with you. I don't own the name. I'm looking for an entry point at this point. They're not a GPU company. They are embedded in the infrastructure that makes GPUs scale to very large levels. This is a young company, only a couple of years old. I would caution, this is a small position stock that you would buy when you do it, because I'm going to treat this like venture capital. Right. You're going to have a basket of these names.
And it's 34 to 94. That says it all, right? I mean, just about 84 at least. Also, you like LHX here.
I do, and it has nothing to do with what's taking place in the Middle East. This is a defense company. This is in secure battlefield communications. I actually got it because of what's taking place in Europe. Europe is up in the defense spending. Even today, they announced they're going to go to 5%. I assume they mean 5% of GDP. That's exactly what President Trump wanted them to do. And if they do that, this company's going to get a lot of it. They get about 20%.
I don't think they'll go to 5, but I know they'll go a lot more than they have, right? They're going to start paying their own fair share and pulling their own weight. By the way, they love it. Look at Germany's stock market. It's reacted very well to European markets.
Stocks are going.
You know what? Defend yourself and people start to buy your stocks. All right, man. Hey, I always appreciate your wisdom and everything. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me, Charles.